So I had noticed a few comments on some of my previous videos of people trying to go into the previous Dark Aether and saying that they were having a hard time getting the portal to spawn. So what we're going to do today is go in here today and see if we can go back into the old Dark Aether. And I really got a feeling from what I found, this just might surprise you guys. So what's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, consider rocking that like button, man, and subscribing to the channel. We just hit 13,000 subscribers and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support on the channel lately. So when I came down to the original Dark Aether portal the first time, I couldn't get the thing to spawn in, but I noticed all the item pedestals were back on the ground, so I was thinking they possibly wanted me to go back into the story mission and get all the items again. So I initially just walked away and I figured, hey, I might as well just go back over and do the new Dark Aether. But then I started thinking to myself, I was like, wait a minute, what if it's just a visual bug, considering that the new Dark Aether you have to be standing like 5 feet away from it in order to put the sigil in. So I decided to start walking around the area of where the original Dark Aether portal should be, just seeing if I could get that sigil prompt to pop up. And what do you know, we got the very first one, but it is the just the regular sigil and not the elder, and that's what I got on me, so we got to keep looking for that one. But we were eventually able to find it and able to put the elder sigil in and go into the Dark Aether. So I'm pretty sure it is just a visual bug, or maybe they do want us to go back in and get those parts again. But me personally, I do think it is just a visual bug. So if you guys want to go into the original Dark Aether, you just have to either have a sigil or a elder sigil, and then you got to kind of search around that island spot in order to find the spot to put them in. So here we are back in the original Dark Aether in all of its glory, but we got some new toys to play with this time around. Of course, we brought the VR11 in because we are solo, and I want to go get that extract mission. I want to actually get all of the schematics in this run, just kind of showing you guys that it's not that difficult to come in here and get these, even if you're by yourself. If you just rock the stuff that I'm rocking here, especially right now before they end up nerfing some of these things, especially that flamethrower, that's going to be helping us out a lot during the Holdout mission. We're going to be going and taking care of that Escort first, but I had to take care of this mega abomination. I even thought about using one of my turret mods, but I got plans for those, and the flamethrower right now I think even kills these megas even faster than the turret mods right now. So we're going to be coming up here to grab our very first bunny, and even I get kind of confused sometimes on where the hell I'm at when I'm coming through this fortress. So let's go ahead and throw up that map of the Dark Aether on the screen right here. It just kind of shows you guys where all of the bunny contracts are, where you can find all those keys to unlock the rooms to get the wonder weapons. A big shout out to MWZHUB.gg. I'm gonna have their links down in the description. So I really should have hit that ammo station before I came down here and started this ACV, but you know what, but we're gonna make it work, guys. And plus we got those 2 turret mods that I got plans for. We're gonna hopefully get a turret at the very beginning. There's one that likes to spawn in where this thing stops the first time, and then there's another turret that likes to spawn where it stops very lastly, which is definitely a good thing too, because when this thing finally makes its last stop, like, all hell breaks loose here in the Dark Aether. And if you brought a sentry to put on top of this thing, don't be like me and wait till after the first stop to put it on top of this thing. So I'm not sure about you guys, but for myself, after making several runs in the new Dark Aether, yeah, I can pretty much 100% confirm that coming in here is going to be a lot harder if you're a solo player, especially to get all of these come out, or even if you're with a team. I just think this Dark Aether is just harder in general. This Escort contract is kind of a bitch. If you're solo and you don't have the VR11, I honestly wouldn't even attempt it. And if you're on a team, even then it's a good idea if somebody has it, because it's really hard to keep this thing from not exploding. Not only that, it just seems like some of the other contracts are actually harder too, like the Holdout mission. Yeah, we have the same Holdout mission in the other Dark Aether, but with this one, I've had chances of a mega abomination coming in here at the same time while I'm trying to get this done, and that just hasn't happened for me in the new Elder yet. I mean, you never know, things are always changing in this game mode. Like, I went into the new Elder Dark Aether several times and I was getting the mega abomination every single time, like probably 20 times in a row, guys, I'm not even joking. And then finally it just randomly gave me an HVT on a Mangler. I was like, what is happening right now? This game is so random sometimes. It's insane. But speaking of randomness, the RNG was in our favor just a little bit, because that turret was there and we were able to put that turret mod in there, which helped us out at the first stop quite a bit. Now when this thing is moving, you guys really don't have to worry about the zombies that are going to be at the front of the ACV, because it's just going to run them over and it can't really damage them from there, but you're really going to have to be focusing on the ones that are behind it. If you feel like you have to bring in some extra cashmere grenades or monkey bombs, definitely do that, because those can really help you guys out, especially in the very middle of the contract where there might not be anything to help you guys, like a turret or anything, which I knew I had plenty of monkey bombs, and plus I had some decoys and stuff too. So we're gonna go ahead and use some of these cashmeres right in the middle just to kind of help us out. Also, you can pick up ammo off the ground to fill up on the VR11, but it's only gonna be giving you 1 round at a time, so be careful and watch that. Now there is a couple ammo refill stations, but there's gonna be some space in between where you're riding on this thing where you just can't reach those, so I would just say to use your ammo very sparingly, and don't be afraid to parkour just a little bit if you you have to. Now don't go crazy on the ammo with the VR11, but also be turning a few zombies here and there because they can be helping you out a lot, just not even by clearing out the zombies, but they really do really good as acting as decoys, which will definitely also help preserve the health on this thing a bit. Now you guys will notice right up here when we get to the corner and the ACV is just about to round here, we're gonna jump off the ACV really quick and run over into this building to refill our ammo really fast. Yeah, this contract alone feels harder than doing all three of the other ones from the new Dark Aether all put together. You just gotta be doing so many things at once. You gotta be looking at the health of the ACV and also killing zombies at the same time, trying to replenish your ammo or also watching your armor. Yeah, it's just more difficult in general, but I also feel like these schematics are a little bit more worth it. Like if you guys don't have either the golden armor or like that ether blade, both of these things are absolutely lifesavers and will help you guys out with doing almost anything in Modern Warfare Zombies. Now don't get me wrong, some of those new schematics are really cool too, like that mags holding, that can be really OP on some weapons. Plus finally having a schematic for the VR11 is really cool too, because this wonder weapon is really powerful. But I do gotta say, I think the drop rate for the VR11 has been upped a lot, because I've been finding this thing everywhere, like in contracts and tier 3 contracts and in here in the Dark Aether, and just like in general I've been finding these things a lot lately. And the blood burner key is pretty cool. I mean, especially if you plan on hanging out in like the big map for a long time, that bike is really awesome. I think it is slightly bugged right now though, because they do have it's a feature where if somebody tries to steal your bike, they're gonna like rubber band everywhere and they can't really drive it, so that ultimately they either die or they're gonna hop off of it. But from what I've found is that if you stay away from your own blood burner for too long, and if you try to come back to it, it'll happen to you too, even on your own bike. So they need to kind of fix that. We're finally here at our very last location, and thank God we actually did have a turret here that we could use our other turret mod in, because most of the time when I come in here, if I'm gonna be going down anywhere, it's usually gonna be right here. This is also the time when you're really gonna want to be watching the health on that vehicle, because you can watch this thing go from 100% down to like 50 in like a blink of an eye. But with the weapons that we have right now, I was pretty damn confident, especially since we had that turret helping us. We still had our turret on top of the ACV, which I was kind of surprised hasn't blown up yet. I always feel like this thing takes forever when it's sitting here. I'm like, come on, hurry up. Look at this. This is just absolutely ridiculous. This is where Modern Warfare Zombies just says fuck it and throws everything at you. You got mega abominations out here. You got manglers. Like, there is just everything. But I think if you can handle this part solo without going down, you can pretty much handle anything in this game. We finally got this contract done. We're gonna pick up our loot from our mega abomination really quick, and then we're gonna come over here. We ended up getting an ether blade case, and then we got those dog bone schematics, and I'm also gonna pocket that self-res, just, you know, for the hell of it. So now we're gonna make our way over and start our ether extractor contract. Now this should be the easiest contract for us to get done in here, especially if we brought in plenty of monkey bombs or decoys or whatever you need to get these done. We got 3 monkey bombs, and then we also are rocking that ether shroud, so if we had to use that, we could use that as well. Personally, for me, it's the hardest part of doing these contracts is usually it's not actually blowing up the ether extractors. It's usually just getting from one to the other if you don't have the scorcher. If you have the scorcher, it's really easy, but sometimes, especially when you're gonna be on foot, it's gonna be like when you're coming up through those staircases, you're gonna have like a lot of zombies blocking your way and stuff. So just make sure that you got something powerful, like that ether blade would really help you guys out a lot. Or hell, like using this flamethrower before they nerf it. This is the path that I usually like to take. I like to climb to the top here, and then so that way I can just jump over to the other door and then go up that way. Also, I did want to point this out too. If you find yourself in the Dark Aether and if you don't have a self-res or anything, and if you see these little boxes, they're usually gonna have 2 things in them. They're gonna have plates or self-revives in them, so definitely be checking these. Yeah, like look at all these zombies that are trying to block the hallway from me right now, and this flamethrower just takes care of them, no problem. Gonna get our first one done here. Now, me personally, I do like to bring in either monkey bombs or those cashmere grenades when I'm doing this contract, just because when we're coming in here in the Elder, there's gonna be a lot of zombies in here now, especially after the Season 2 Reloaded update, or even just Season 2. I'm sorry, I've been so used to saying Season 2 Reloaded the last couple of days. Yeah, the Dark Aether was majorly buffed at the start of Season 2. This is way tougher than it used to be honest. Used to find the Dark Aether pretty much like a complete cakewalk before, and then now that they buffed it up quite a bit, it's definitely a little bit of a challenge, I do gotta say. Especially if you don't have like some of the best stuff in the game to kind of help you guys out while you're in here, like that golden armor, or maybe an ether blade, or just like PAP 3 stuff. Coming in here can definitely get pretty difficult. But look at that, after getting this ether extractor done, not only did we end up getting the golden armor schematics, but we got that golden armor acquisition, so we're definitely going to be taking those. Plus we got another elder sigil, so we can either come back in here or we can go into the new. So let's jump down here and grab our very last contract. This little guy sitting in the bus here, and this is going to start our holdout mission, and I am just praying right now that we don't get the mega abomination trying to come in here and ruin our fun. Not that he would be too difficult for me to take out, but the problem is that when we're doing this holdout mission, sometimes there's going to be a lot of zombies that are in here, and when you're you're trying to defeat a mangler, you could just be getting overswarmed and stuff, so that might not be too fun for us. Go ahead and start this P&D really quick, and then just opening up and taking a quick peek in our bag, and look at all the good loot that we got already. We got the golden armor, we got the ether blade, we got the dog bone schematics, 2 refined crystals, a scorcher case, plus that golden armor and another elder. I am more than happy with this run already, and we're not even done yet. We still got to complete this contract. Of course, the flamethrower in here completely held its own, but the problem is that I wish that tank was just slightly bigger. But the Ram 7 definitely did decent in here as well. Plus, we ended up switching off to the VR11 a little bit just to turn some of them zombies and create some decoys from us, just kind of get them off of us a little bit. Also, the cool thing too about the flamethrower is that if you have an ammo mod on your weapon as well, like that's also going to work when you're using the flamethrower. Like I noticed when I was using it, I was turning zombies because I had brain rot on. I just thought that that was pretty cool. Luckily, we've had no mega abomination trying to come in here. Now, usually I would honestly recommend that you guys bring in like a couple of sentry guns to set up in here, or at least one to kind of help you out. But with how powerful that the flamethrower is right now, and plus I had a PAP 3 on my VR11, I was just plenty confident being in here. And I'd say if you guys are as well, like if you have a good footing in zombies, I should say you guys would be perfectly fine doing this. But if you guys don't feel comfortable running solo, whenever you spawn into a match of Modern Warfare Zombies, and if you want to go into the Dark Aether or something, ask in chat if there's somebody that's willing to go do it with you, and I guarantee you somebody will probably say yes. But do I think that coming in here is still worth it? Oh, 100% absolutely. I think that the rewards that you can get out of this Dark Aether, you have a better chance of getting like those better acquisitions, but I do have to say if you're going into the new Dark Aether, you have a chance of getting anything. So it's honestly kind of a give and take. Like if you go into the new Dark Aether, you do have a chance of getting like ether blades and golden armor plates, but it's less likely, and you can get the other new stuff as well. Where coming in here, I just kind of feel like you're going to be getting these older ones, and that's okay too, because these ones are incredibly powerful. We ended up getting that holdout mission done, and some pretty good loot out of this one as well. We ended up with a dog bone, another elder sigil, plus we got those ether blade plans, and it just looks nice to see all 3 of those schematics sitting in the bag at once. Now that we got these 3 contracts done and we got all the schematics, and I don't care about any more wonder weapons. We already got one during this run, and I got enough in my stash, so we're gonna go ahead and drop down in here and take this portal and go to our exfil. Not a bad run at all, guys. I'm definitely happy that I came back in here, especially after so many runs in the new Dark Aether. Not only did we end up pulling some absolutely amazing loot, but we can also answer those questions in the comments that I was seeing about, is the old Dark Aether accessible now that we got the new one? And I'm very happy to tell you guys that yes you can. With that, I appreciate everybody that checked out the video today. If you enjoyed it or found it all informative, please consider dropping me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it, and subscribing to the channel if anybody's new. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.